Just double check ko lang gumana yung streaming. Sorry, late ako. Anyway, call this. I think you have from the one I signed had 70 hours left or something, or is it 30
Yes, sir.
hours? Okay. Sana umabot yung tiga CSB, industrial design. But even if hindi umabot yung industrial design, um, call this, kahit na hindi umabot yung industrial design, I think I understand the system enough naman eh. You've been using ba the parts design drawing tools? Tama ba?
Oh, sir.
Yung hindi mo ginagamit si Sketcher, ginagamit mo si parts design. Yung
Ah,
uh, tama ba?
sir, ginagamit din po yung ano, yung sketcher.
Okay. Kasi yung I tried the part design, di ko mo pa yung 'di ba gagawa ka ng bagong kung gagawa ka ng bagong ano tawag mo dito? Parts design. Sige. Share entire screen. So pag ginamit ko si parts design, yung itong hindi. Tama. Si Sketcher pa rin.
Yes, sir. As long as po nag-i-sketcher, as long as po sir nagagamit ng sketch, magagamit din po yung sketcher.
So talagang Sketcher siya. Okay, okay. It's Sketcher pero it's from the part design.
Yes, sir.
So wait tama. Create sketch XYZ. Ay, hindi to naka-scale. Alam ko maliit to eh. Kala ko sinave ko na to na naka-scale. Sorry, delete. Ano tawag mo dito? Image scale. And then distance is 9,700 mm. Click. And then this is the back ano 'di ba sa preferences.
Okay. Under edit preferences then display.
Sa display
Sensor.
backlight.
Yes.
Baka ano like ko nga. No, this is kasi PNG to eh. Hindi PNG, PDF to. So baka that's why it's naggaganito siya pag nag-zoom in ako. PDF siya eh. Hindi siya image. So baka it falls under that. That's weird. Okay. Apply. What you call this? Save since hindi pa siya nakascale. And then Sketcher lang just to see if tama yung dimensions. Sketch object XWZ. Then check natin kung and then wait, saan ba yun? Ito. Okay, kung ina 9.7 ko siya. 9.7 ko siya. Okay. So yeah, it's the human error lang. Margin of human error. Sige, save as 7 warehouse. Sige. I'll send an invite to Nico. Call this San si Nico. So, you were able to do the complicated one?
Sir, I'm still doing pa po yung semi-difficult. Kasi sir, yung first trial ko sir, parang nagawa ko parang isang whole part lang siya. So that's wrong kasi hindi ako makaka-edit at some parts. So I tried to redo it by making individual parts na na-hide lang siya every time may i-edit.
Tama. That would be the better way to do it. Uh, so, hindi siya part of the hierarchy. Hindi siya part, then parang it should be children of the ano sila, equal children level lang
Ayan,
siya.
sir.
So nagiging sub level siya.
Parang ang ginawa ko po, sir, parang may separate parts and then may isang file na assembly. Then,
Sige, pakita mo yung maling file. Yeah. Sige, I just sent an invite to Nico. Nico is detailing the tutorials. And then we're currently studying yung Sketcher. So Sketcher is yung yung logic ng Sketcher, kasi 'di ba nagko-constraint siya, namimili. Parang you have to understand how the constraints work sa Sketcher. Pag gusto mo mag-add, kasi currently we're playing with Archie. Pero after Archie, we're gonna connect with you with your parts and parts design. Sige. Wait, so sinend ko na kay Nico. Okay. So mukhang hindi pa sumasagot si Nico. Sige, you can demo yung mali, and then compare mo sa yung sa si Archie should be part of this eh. Sabi daw niya he wanted to use another file, like I didn't need another CAD. I didn't want him to use another CAD. What problems he faced in FreeCAD, I need to document kasi the goal is to get FreeCAD to work. I can't, and not to mention that if he created something in a different format, I can't use it. I'm using FreeCAD. I can't, and I don't want to have to get another CAD that might have a license, might have all these things. FreeCAD kasi the way it's structured is that if they can fork it, they can fork the project if they don't like where it's going. So it will always have an independent open source free version, and if enough users are there, if there are enough users, then it's possible to it will be there forever as long as there are users contributing to it. So that's why like I have to explain that. Sige. Yeah. You can show your app, or you can anyway, I'm recording naman, so if Nico needs to catch up with this. Okay.
so ito po, sir, una kong nagawa is parang yung ilalim po ng table.
Okay, that's good.
Pero sir, ito, sir, it's
It's
under
one
it's
item.
only under one part design. So if
Yeah, I get it. I see it. I'm expecting to see multiple childs eh.
sir. So what I did, sir, ginawa ko na lang pong separate.
Pero inulit mo in order to make it separate.
Yes, sir. Pero sir, nung napansin ko nung inulit ko, mas mabilis ko siya natapos. Kasi sir,
Okay.
here I had to make individual parts eh. Parang itong vertical steel part, like I had to do separate. Pero dito, sir, I only need to do one kasi under assembly I can replicate lang naman yung same part.
Tama. Sige, pakita mo sa akin yung you're creating another part na separate. You just make a simple box na another part.
This one, sir.
Oo, like kunyari, just you can put a box beside it just to show that you created one.
Sir, parang ano lang po, like click lang po itong new document lang. And then automatic maglalabas na siya ng unnamed part.
Wait, sorry.
Unnamed part design.
Sorry, nag-blink ako. Saan yung new? Saan ka naglagay ng new?
This one po, sir, yung parang may yung white and
Create a
parang may
new
yellow.
empty document?
Ayun, sir. And then sir,
Ah,
on top of everything, there's one assembly file na as of now, wala pa po siyang laman kasi hindi ko pa siya ina-assemble. Pero yung separate parts niya sir is nandito na lahat.
this is better. For your information, the way we do it, they're all vector drawings. So they're not parts in our current. In my observation, when I observed their files and I checked it, so when we initially investigated it, so when I had to undo or open a file, I noticed they were all drawings that we had no order, that had no hierarchy. Because it had no hierarchy, you could not reuse a file. Kasi wala siyang pangalan, wala siyang purpose eh. So it'll just be box this, box that, box. So yung nakita mong drawing na original which you're copying from, all of those are just boxes. There's no purpose, there's no context, and thus you cannot use it as a reusable template. They will make that over and over again. So they will always remake it over and over again, and thus yung project is not reusable. I mean, only the person who made it, kunyari si Denzel, yung mga ginawa niya is only reusable to him. It's not reusable to anybody else kasi siya lang yung may kabisado kung para saan to. But one of the reasons why I was pushing for FreeCAD, because it had that yung combo view. It had a hierarchy system na kung kunyari yung difference between this product and this product was just one part, you could identify that part and create the modifications as needed. And thus, we would have made if the part was only 10% different from another existing furniture, then we would have saved 90% effort.
Yes, sir.
So, but I had a hard time communicating this. I really had a hard time communicating this. And it was, I thought this was already at a very basic level of logic na, pero I think it was also because I could not do it in Tagalog, in very, very good Tagalog. I could only do it in broken, in Taglish. So, okay, so you made a part
Yes, sir.
by
Separate
making
part.
a new document. Okay. Sige. So just make a part lang yan. Yeah, and then okay. So test
This
part.
is ano sir, easier to edit.
Sa body. You convert it
Pero
to
sir,
body.
in the following days, I'll try to know if, kasi po sir, yung dati nung gumagamit ako ng SolidWorks, if nag-update ako sa separate part, automatic siyang nag-update sa assembly.
Oh,
So,
that
so
yeah, I get it.
I'm not sure sir if the same thing happens here in FreeCAD. So I have to try to po yun.
In Joko Engineering tutor. So what I did was, okay, back at 2000 I would like watch all the tutorials, I'll do it. But of course, like, I only have a few hours a week to do it. I only had like maybe 2 hours or 1 hour, worst 30 minutes in a week to do it. That's why it was so important to have OJTs to do it. So I watched all the videos. I had time to watch the videos because the videos I could do it while doing chores eh. So I would watch the videos while taking a bath. Nandun yan siya sa iPad ko while I'm taking a bath. So, and I would like go through all of them. And of course, I try to understand the logic of it. How is it the app is supposed to be used? And I saw the video which was talking about the assembly process. But call this, and it does update. It's supposed to update. If it doesn't update, baka we just need to learn like rewatch the videos how to do it na nag-update siya. So ganyan. Okay. Sige. So Denzel, si Ivan, pakita mo yung table, yung pan the table so that they can see it. Yeah. So ito 'yun. So slowly tilt mo para makita yung different angles niya. Yan. So na unti-unti nagagawa na ni ayun, this is Chris Aleo. He's the maintenance engineer. Chris, anong ME ka, di ba? Tama ba? Have to buy more. Magpapabili ako ng more headsets for the pero sabi nila okay na din eh. Chris, can you hear us? Ayan. So anyway, Chris is ME if I remember correctly. Correct me na lang if I'm wrong. And then he will be trained in FreeCAD as we will slowly part by part model the facility in FreeCAD. So he will be watching the videos also. So I'm recording these sessions, watching the videos, and then we'll be sharing the notes with him. If Ivan is available after the internship, I'll be hiring him to do further research like yung mga ganito. And then Nico will polish the presentations, diba? The training and the videos. And then Chris and anyone in PDTD available. And of course the new OJTs, I hope to be getting industrial design OJTs, which is great for part design kasi they're more on products, and we will train them and also work with both CSB and DLSU regarding maintaining a body of knowledge regarding FreeCAD. So I just understand that Chris is maintenance engineer and he will learn to do this because sometimes we call this part of your duties, Chris, is to call this slowly model all the key parts of the plant, starting with mga low-hanging fruit na kailangan and then moving towards more advanced and then sharing yung knowledge with PDTD para may on hand. Kasi yung maganda dito sa plant, kailangan natin ng as-built designs. Kailangan natin siya, and it's really for internal planning and with vendors kasi di ba yung ventilation system, magbibidding na tayo for the ventilation system and all the other improvements. So kailangan naman talaga ng as-built design. And with you and PDTD skilled in FreeCAD, you can use FreeCAD for all of this. It doesn't have to go to a client that might demand us to have it in AutoCAD. And internal to. Not to mention, because it's 3D, si accounting who needs to see this, kasi what happens accounting gets is pinoportion niya yung mga departments at yung square meters, and then ina-allocate niya yung space and infrastructure costs to that department. As accounting, ginagawa ni accounting is like, itong department, ito yung total cost niya. So that's why accounting will be looking at this. And mas maganda kung 3D siya kasi syempre kung 2D na walang depth and color, kailangan mo hold yung hand ni accounting para maintindihan nila kung ano yung tinitingnan nila. So that's why this is important for both that. And because of this project, because of the as-built, the need for as-built design, I have secured management, continuous management approval for interns. So that's one of the other benefits of this program. Yeah. So anyway, so Ivan was demonstrating na yung nagawa niya. Is this the one that's all-in-one file, or is this the
this is the all-in-one file, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So this basically counts as one object. It's not a part. So this is the parang prototype, pero sige, show mo yung tamang file mo.
This one, sir.
Yeah. So uulitin lang niya ni Ivan kasi as you can see, if you look at the combo view, the left side, each part ay natanggal si Chris. Anyway, naka-record. Each part is its own object because ina-assemble siya sa table assembly. So later on i-assemble siya. I forgot the process. I watched the video pero I just know that you can assemble them all there. Not only can you assemble them all there, in the spreadsheet workflow, you can tag each item and their dimensions there. So sa cell so ipakita mo nga yung drop down ng workbenches, pakita mo yung spreadsheet workbench lang. So go to the drop down of workbenches. So naka-sketcher ka yun, di ba? Click mo, merong spreadsheet. Yan, si spreadsheet. Spreadsheet, what it does is you can tag an object to a particular row. Kunyari, yung center metal leg, you can make it into a row. You can make it an item into a column, and then each dimension can be a particular column na itatag mo to a constraint. Meaning, kung minodify mo itong table, yung bill of materials mo, the details of it, length, height, thickness, kung may gauge, pwede din, you can link it, and then if you modify it, yung magre-reflect sa what you call this, sa bill of materials. What's great about this is if a piece of furniture is only 5 to 10% different from another piece of furniture, you can reuse it by just identifying the different parts and encoding the correct updated constraints. So yung constraints niya can be both ano tawag dito, bilateral, meaning you can modify it here in the drawing, or you can modify it in the spreadsheet. So thus you can modify it bilaterally. Kasi unilateral, tama ba yung unilateral is only one way? So ito two-way ang effect. But spreadsheet, we will get there probably like by next year. For now, we're mastering Sketcher, part design, Archie, and Arc, part design, Sketcher, and part. Once we master all those, we can and kasi Arch kasi has two areas that are difficult to master. Windows and arrays. Yung paglalagay ng mga table, ng mga windows at portals, paggawa ng mga jump nila, yung tama ba pang sa windows sills ang tawag sa window, yung surrounding ng borders ng ano. Wala kayong civil engineering, no, Ivan? Yung mga terminology for jump and for ano. So doors have their jump, which is the surrounding of the door. Then wala. Na-replace na ba yung computer mo? Ito na ba yung naayos or ano pa to? Yeah, so I'm aware, Chris, your computer is broken. We're getting a replacement. A2 Plus is supposed to be the one that assembles it, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I
For
remember that.
assembly.
Yeah, I remember the video, it was A2 Plus. Meron dito din metal extrusion. Meron din custom workbenches sa metal para sa turret machine. It also allows you to plan a turret machine's bending and cutting. And there's also, pero hindi siya sa default eh. You have to upload it. You have to set it up. And then there is for metal extrusion. There is basically several other workbenches. So basically, to summarize, also, FreeCAD is not just for the engineers na sila Chris at si ano. Ayun yan, sige. So, it's not just for the engineers. It's also for PDTD. It's also for all the others. Actually, because of cable management of both network and electrical, magiging importante si FreeCAD kasi you will have to create a bill of materials for the cabling eh. So since may ganito siya, may assembly siya, it's possible to automate the creation of bill of materials with templates. Ayun. So it ano na lang, and yeah, diba, you can also import images. So it would allow you to just use the floor plan and reference and ano. So unlike before na kailangan mo mag dual screen, you can have it all in one screen because kaya niya mag-import ng image. although sometimes you need the floor plan and you have a custom furniture that you have to put in the floor plan. At least it saves you one screen. The nice thing about si FreeCAD. Ayun. Okay. So yung unnamed 01, unnamed 1, that's the test item, no? Tama ba? Ivan?
Yes, sir.
Si unnamed 1, that is the test item. Box lang siya.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sige. Balik ka sa part design para gawin mo siyang, ano tawag mo dito? Object with padding. Bigyan mo na lang siya ng So, sige, ipapad mo. Um, so yeah, just for testing purposes lang. So typically you use Sketcher, which is a 2D drawing tool, and then after that you use Part Design to give it 3 dimensions. So magiging siyang ano. And yeah, each one of these are different files.
Okay.
So kunyari later on kung standardized na yung mga furniture natin, kunyari, 'di ba si Sir Ray ng metal department, they have certain standards of ano pangalan nito? Square tubes. Later on, pwede siyang naka-standardize. Basta maganda yung naming convention natin. Mahanap siya sa file natin and pwede mo na lang silang import and pwede mo silang i-shrink, cut, or modify and assemble into a furniture. Sige. So yung pagbe-bevel. So Jason, one of the challenges lang is that we will be diverging from your 2D workflow to a 3D workflow kasi the app does is it automates the creation of 2D projections. So hindi ka na magagawa ng front side left top view. The program will do that. The other change from your workflow is that all objects are named. You don't have to name them perfectly. You just have to have a naming convention that is easy to follow. Yan. So yun, you can bevel. Yeah. So yan yung mga fundamental differences. May naming yung mga items, may ano siya, may naming siya. You work in 3D. You work a bit in 2D, then you work mostly in 3D. Then after working that much in 3D and 2D, you have to assemble them. And then you what's nice about this is you can actually naman, I think pwede ka maglagay ng text sa loob, 'di ba? Pwede ka mag internal notes. Nakalimutan ko paano eh. Yung kagaya sa you can put internal notes, you can later on put floating text to help future end users. So mataas yung reuse natin ng files. Once we create a procedure where anyone can reuse anyone's file because everyone's file follows a particular logic of naming, there's tataas ang reuse rate. Since tataas ang reuse rate, the efficiency goes up because you only have to change a percentage of the file. You don't have to restructure files. Yung paborito ko dito is that since FreeCAD na kayo at nakaganito na kayo at naka 3D na siya and nakikita ni accounting, mapapakita ko to kay CNA, mapapakita ko to sa iba. Next time naghingi sila ng drawing sa iyo, mababato sa iyo ng yung 3D. Mababato niya yung 3D. You can ask, why don't you just learn FreeCAD? Kasi right now, Ivan and Chris, like si Makati has no intention of doing this. They give me this circular logic na hindi pwede because of all these excuses. Pero hindi pa nila tinatry, which is a very common, like talo na hindi pa tayo nag-umpisa. so of course, any project, itatry mo and then unti-unti aaralin mo yung mga challenges and then ito-document mo at unti-unti mo siyang aayusin. And that's what the OJTs have been doing. And of course, Nico, helping them. So, okay. So, you added that box. So, yung hindi pa namin alam paano gawin is to add them to the table assembly, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Yung sa table assembly. Pero, so, wait, punta ka sa table assembly, then workbench. Di ba may import yan? Yung box, yung pinakabago mo. Ayun, or any. Ayun, nag-import siya. So, nandyan na siya, naging child siya. Ayun. So, the reason why the logic behind FreeCAD, organizing it this way, is for modularity. If they made it yung isang way na lahat sila child, call this, behind the scenes, behind the way the file is stored, it's actually as a vector calculations. So as vector calculations, kung ginawa mo siyang mas detailed, mahirap. At hindi niya masiseparate. At to mention that the whenever ginagawa niyang 2D, 3D object, naglalagay lang siya ng additional dimension and the system just simplifies it as a 3D object. The A2 is used to assemble everything by breaking everything down to its individual parts and assembling it. It's so that it's parang just a mother system or a parent system that just childs all the parts, and the workbench just focuses on childing all the parts. So it's just to make it simple and human editable. So as you can see, off the bat, Ivan was able to figure out how to make it work, and it was ganyan siya. Ayan. So okay, actions to be taken. Is it possible, Jason, meron kang ma-assign and then ipakita lang ni Ivan yung file, and then we can have a session where we walk through the file and you guys can create the parts and then call this assemble them in A2, just so that importante na unti-unti 1 to 2 hours a week or 1 hour a week, your staff have some exposure to it and maintindihan nila yung logic, paano siya gumagana, as well as mabangga niya yung challenges ng current system niyo versus this system. We will use this for the plant muna. We will have samples for syempre yung mga hard and yung mga other tables. Pero yung pinakagamit na use case is yung pinapagawang finishing area, yung plant design, yung planta mismo. We want the plant to be in FreeCAD. So, pwede mong ikutin yung planta kasi naka 3D siya. Then, pwede namin i-hide, pwede namin itago yung roof, pwede namin makita yung solar panels later on, and magiging later on detailed yung ano. And we work with maintenance kasi what will happen is yung files na to, this is what we're going to give future vendors. And then of course, we will teach the vendors how to open the file. Kasi hindi naman importante na mayroon silang copy ng ano natin ng roof natin. It's not a sensitive, confidential matter, the size of our roof. So or ano yun for the solar panels. And I need this also kasi later on, one of my projects is the solar panel mirror. So the solar panel mirror increases the light exposure of our solar panels by theoretically up to 50% by just adding mirrors. So right now, yung solar panels natin nakasiksik in one location. There is a set of calculations that can be made na the solar panels can have mirrors that extend its ability to catch light from a particular angle. Catch light to a particular angle. And it just means to reconfigure our mirror, What's great about this is that it doesn't require a new inverter. It does not require additional solar panels, which are very expensive. It just requires repositioning and using a mirror or a reflective material. It doesn't require electrical engineering, basically. I mean, it might require some rewiring because you're changing the positions, but it doesn't require that much electrical engineering. And our 8 million peso solar panels will now produce, from what used to be 15 to 10% of our electrical load, it will double by just adding mirrors that catch more sunlight during periods. So, and that the thing about it, you cannot do that calculation in 2D. You have to do that in 3D. So that's one of the low-hanging fruit now we can have. Most likely I will get OJTs and they will be remotely working. Sila Jason, sila PDTD at sila maintenance will be important in giving reference pictures. And the file of the plant will be moving back and forth. moving back and forth between the OJTs helping in this design, and of course you guys correcting and adding more elements. So I just need you to be aware of that. Yeah. So imagine an 8 million peso solar panel array making almost 50% more. So 4 million pesos worth more electricity, but we only spent this much For ano, kasi right now the roof needs to be di ba, redone, and that would probably cost hundreds of thousands of pesos, but like um, we can plan the ano the restructuring of that along with with the mirrors. Ayun. Okay. Any questions regarding sa FreeCAD? So pinakita Jason was
Yung kanina lang,
ano.
yung tinatanong niyo po kanina, may kausap lang ako kanina.
Okay.
May
So
hahawak na iba.
meron ba kaming pwedeng
So, ngayon-
i-train mga 1 hour a week or 2 hours a week? 'Di ba yung na-approve na
Wala pa po,
yung
sir, kasi yung
PR nyo? Yung
nangyari
personal
kasi
request?
ngayon,
Oo.
sir. Ngayon kasi nagsisibabaan yung mga iniintay nating drawing. Kung mapansin nyo sa Monday na meeting natin, sir, di ba madami pa silang pending na drawing doon. Ngayon kasi nagsasabay-sabay ngayon yung timeline niya kasi ground floor ng Infosys Clark hanggang 14. Tapos yung sa dalawang floors, October 30. October 22 nga po yung sinasabi nila, sir. Eh ngayon dito lahat nag-a-adjust. Kaya
Anong timeline binigay sa'yo para sa personal request nyo? Di ba nag-approve na sila ng additional PDTD?
Apo, naghahanap pa ata, sir.
Kailan nag-umpisa yung hanap? Kasi may 30 days turnaround time sila, di ba?
Hindi ko sure, sir, kung kailan. Basta nung pinasa natin, sir, ang alam ko, doon yata nag-start.
Sige,
Hindi
so
sure, sir.
Monday pa, 'di ba may meeting tayo sa Monday? Paano update na lang ako sa status ng call this, yung hinahanap nyo na Arki ba? Hanap mo?
Architect sa o kaya BS in ano, sir, interior design.
Or interior design? Yeah. So ano na lang, update mo ako Monday regarding that. So ginagawa naman namin is nire-record namin, and then pero I'm not sure about the availability of Ivan later on after his internship is over. He's down to 70 hours na lang eh. That's almost just less. That's 1+ week. Less than 2 weeks na lang yan. So that's this week ba? That's this week. So this will be an additional 40. By Monday, he'll only have 30 hours left. So we will just capture as much of the procedure from Ivan in a recording. Call this moving forward. Then after that, after that, once your tao is there, I want him to have a certain amount of time set aside for FreeCAD, or it doesn't have to be him. Now that once you have your +1 PDTD personnel, meron kang at least 1 to 2 hours a week para dito. Kasi ano naman parang dapat make time siya yung department mo, Jason. Pwede ba?
Sure, sir.
Pag nandiyan na yung tao, pag nandiyan na.
Apa. No problem naman yun, sir.
Okay. Sige.
Magbigay na lang kami ng time. Kung 1 to 2 hours a week, siguro, ayun mo.
Okay.
Hindi naman siguro makaistorbo sa project.
Oo naman.
Tapos, sir, follow, hindi to tungkol sa FreeCAD, sir. Follow up ko sana yung email ko tungkol dun sa sir. Performance appraisal nila. Kailangan ng signature niyo po.
Performance.
Na-send ko nung September 19, sir.
Parang meron akong September 19. September 19. Galing sa'yo.
Apo, sir.
Jason. Hindi ko nakita. Sige. Hindi ko nga siya nakita. Sige, I'll sign it today. Buti nang
Thank you po, sir.
natabunan pala siya. Okay. Sige, ayun. So Chris, when your computer is repaired, can you message me once na-replace na yung hard drive mo? I have to schedule training with you eh. If since hindi pa available si ano, I'd still want to get the ball rolling and then transfer the knowledge for modeling to you also. Can you hear me ba, Chris? Okay, okay. Okay, okay. So, update mo na lang kami. Okay. I guess that's pretty much it. So, Ivan, by Tuesday, ano ka na, no? 30 hours na lang.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Sige. What you call this? I guess that's pretty much it. We can adjourn since nakita ko na yung workflow. Nakita ko naman yung workflow at na-record ko naman eh. We'll go to a deep dive once Nico is available. Baka Tuesday, we'll go to a deeper dive. Yung particularly yung Sketcher, yung Sketcher workflow mo. Ko-compare ko yung Sketcher workflow mo sa workflow ni Nico kasi we have a problem when we're making the walls. We'll just check your workflow against ours. Okay?
Okay.
Sige. Are there any other questions about FreeCAD, next actions? Okay. If none, I guess we can adjourn.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sige, sir. Bye, sir. Thank
Sige,
you po.
bye. Okay. Sige.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.